In this workout, we're going to be muscle memorizing everybody's favorite scale, the open G pentatonic. Sometimes called the E minor pentatonic, but we're going to call it open G. Before I show you this new pentatonic scale shape, let's review what we learned about pentatonic scales in this video. That's around here somewhere. At the beginning of a music theory textbook, it will usually say something along the lines of, "A major scale is the basis of all Western music." That means a major scale is like the alphabet, but for music. You can build words and musical sentences using the notes from a major scale. To build a major scale, all you do is pick a starting note, which we'll call the root note of the scale. Our root note is going to be G. Here's E, F, F sharp, G. And then after you've played G, you move according to this pattern. You move a whole step, a whole step, a half step, a whole step, a whole step, a whole step, and a half step. And for a G major scale, you'll get the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So to get a G pentatonic scale from a G major scale, all you do is get rid of the 4th and 7th notes of the major scale. So in this case, that would be C and F sharp. And all we would have is G, A, B, D, E, and then end on G again. So instead of 7 notes, now there's 5, which is technically easier to play and memorize, but since we got rid of those half steps between B and C and F sharp and G, it makes the scale more harmonically open, which means you can use it over more genres of music. It's a very versatile scale which you can use in pretty much anything. And technically you could use this pattern to jam over songs in the key of G or E minor. But you'll probably want to use more than one string. So if I was going to mark G, A, B, D, E on all these other strings, they'd end up in different spots on the fretboard. But then we'd get this, the master shape for a pentatonic scale. So the eventual goal is to memorize this whole loaf of notes, and most guitarists do that by slicing it up into different scale shapes, which you can think of as like star constellations. You know, there's a bunch of just random dots, and you can kind of connect the dots into these fairly recognizable shapes. The first shape we learned in level 2 we called the Lil pentatonic scale because it's just so little. It's just 5 notes right here. I kind of think of it as like a little house. Here's the roof, this little triangle, and then here's like the walls. That's the constellation I think of. I thought the Little pentatonic would be a good place to start because it's so short and easy to memorize, which makes it easier to focus on all the technical challenges about playing a scale, you know, like coordinating your fingers and hitting the right strings and all that. But if you mastered all the Little pentatonic exercises in level 2, and you've tried to use that scale over the backing tracks, then you've probably noticed that there's really only so much you can do with such a little scale shape. So let's connect it to a much bigger, much more commonly used scale shape. So like I said earlier, the only notes you need for a G pentatonic are G, A, B, D, and E. And wouldn't you know it, those are all open strings. We have G, A, B, D, and then E's. So this scale shape is just going to be another constellation of notes from this master pentatonic shape, but half of them are open strings. It'll look like this. Open to 3rd fret, open to 2nd fret, open to 2nd fret, open to 2nd fret, open to 3rd fret, open to 3rd fret. And you might have noticed that it shares 2 notes with the Lil pentatonic. These notes are also right here in the open pentatonic. So after you master this video, you'll have a much wider range of notes to play around with when you're jamming over backing tracks. Even though the open G pentatonic has over twice as many notes as the Lil G pentatonic, every other note is an open string, so there's less coordination between the hands that you have to worry about, making it the perfect next step in our journey to play across the whole fretboard. Since this is just an introduction video for an open G pentatonic, I figured we'd keep the exercise very straightforward and simple. Our goal is just to play it forwards and backwards at 120 beats per minute. However, we're going to break it up into 3 rounds. Our first round is just playing it forwards, meaning from the lowest note to the highest note. starting at 60 beats per minute and then working our way up to 120 beats per minute. The second round is going to be the opposite of that. We're going to play it backwards, meaning from the highest note to the lowest note. And we're going to start at 60 beats per minute and work our way up to 120 beats per minute. And then for the grand finale, we're going to try and play it forwards and backwards, starting at 60 beats per minute and working our way up to 120 beats per minute. I know that it seems almost trivially simple, but you'd be surprised at how many guitar players won't do simple exercises. And that's where we want to start. It's like building a fire. You want to start with the really little skinny twigs, because those will catch fire. And then once the fire starts getting bigger and hotter, you can add on bigger sticks leading up to the logs, and then it really gets roaring. If you just, light a piece of paper on fire and throw a log on it, it's not going to catch. And that's like what trying to learn Stairway to Heaven in your first couple months of playing guitar is like. You want to start with really basic, simple exercises, build the muscles, and then work your way up to the fun, challenging songs. I guarantee if you play along with this video, you'll have this scale shape muscle memorized by the end of it, and then you can start going crazy on all the backing tracks. Here's an example of what it sounds like being played forwards. We're going to play all of the notes up until this 3rd fret, and then end with an open first string, so it just sounds done. Here's an example of what it sounds like being played backwards. We're going to play all of the notes till this open 6th string and then end on the 3rd fret. Again, so it just sounds done. And then when we put them together, we're just going to play all of the notes forwards. And we will not double hit this 3. We're only going to play each note once. So it sounds like this. And we'll just end on that open string. As far as which fingers to use for the scale, I'll kind of leave that up to you. Definitely don't use one. I mean, you never want to use just one finger for anything. But you could use either fingers 2 and 1, where you use finger 2 in the 3rd fret and finger 1 in the 2nd fret. You'll probably feel like you have more control and better aim and better strength with those 2 fingers. However, we are going to add some notes to this scale later on, and if you practice this using finger 3 in the 3rd fret and then finger 2 in the 2nd fret, you'll kind of have a head start to learning those other scale shapes later. But honestly, you should probably just spend the time getting comfortable doing both. All right, well, let's get started on this workout. If you don't have a guitar in your hand, then go grab one and see if you can keep up. 1, 2, ready, go. "70 beats per minute. Ready, go. "80 beats per minute. Ready, go. "90 beats per minute. Ready, go. "100 beats per minute. Ready, go. "110. Ready, go. All right, last time going forwards. Here's 120. Ready, go. right, now we're going back down to 60 beats per minute, but we're gonna play it backwards. 1, 2, ready, go. Here's 70 beats per minute. Ready, go. Here's 80 beats per minute. Ready, go. $80 beats per minute. Ready, go. $100 beats per minute. Ready, go. $110. Ready, go. All right, last time going backwards. Here's 120. Ready, go. All right, now you might be wondering, I can already play it forwards and backwards at 60 beats per minute. Why are we going back to 60 beats per minute? Because it's different, which means you're gonna have to think about it a little bit more. And this is a refinement process, so we're just refining these muscles. It's good to go back to the slow speed and, develop the fine details even more. All right, 60 beats per minute, going forwards and then backwards. 1, 2, ready, go. $70 beats per minute. Ready, go. $80 beats per minute. Ready, go. $80 beats per minute. Ready, go. $100 beats per minute. Ready, go. $110. Ready, go. All right, here's 120 beats per minute. Let's make this one a little bit more fun. Very nice. Well, congratulations! Learning the open G pentatonic is like a beginning guitarist's rite of passage. Now that you've mastered this video, I bet you'll never forget it. Now head over to the backing tracks playlist and see if you can use this scale to come up with some new sounds. And don't forget to try switching between the little G pentatonic and the open G pentatonic to explore your full range of possibilities. Another fun game is to use the E7, A7, and B7 chords to make a bluesy sounding jam just by yourself. You could play like an E7, and then A7, back to E7, B7, back to E7. And you could really play those chords in any orders, but see what you can come up with. It's a great way to start mixing up the notes of the scale so that when you're jamming, it doesn't just sound like you're playing an exercise. It sounds like you're playing music. If you've been learning guitar online and you're feeling stuck, you need some personalized advice or someone to point you in the right direction, I do offer online lessons at very competitive prices. So if you're interested, just shoot me an email at musicfitness@gmail.com and I'll show you what you need to get better at guitar, not just the general beginning guitarist. Well, that's going to be it for this video. If you like the channel and you want to support it, the best thing to do is just click some buttons. You can click this button, you can click this button over here, you can click the buttons down there. Yeah, just click some buttons. That's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Bye!